Yes, sir, baby. On the Radar Radio. Yo, all the way from Atlanta. Pap Chanel in the building.
Pretty and Paid.
What up?
Has entered the conversation.
Of course. Pretty and Paid. Yo, so I got to, first and foremost, right? We've already been here for like 15, 20 minutes. We've been talking about New York. And we got to talk about this real quick. You have not been eating well in my city. And I don't understand. Everybody from New York who's watching this, they know that's got to be some cap. Where have you been eating? What's been going on?
Well, truth be told, my homies told me I've been moving like a tourist, but hey, it is what it is. I went on Yelp. I said, what are the best restaurants in New York? And I forgot where the location was. It was right beside Times Square, but y'all got all these streets down here. And I saw Olive Garden. I was like, nah. I was like, that's too simple. I went to this place. They brought out some hot chicken with caramel sauce on top. I got so mad. I was like, what is this? I ate it, and like everybody was just like going crazy. I was like, nah, this ain't it. Because on Yelp, if you type in what's the best restaurants in Atlanta, I can agree to most of them that's in the top 10. But in New York, it took me to the spot, so I was like, I see y'all big on Chinese food, and it just wasn't giving what it's supposed to give, honestly. Don't take it to the heart.
I'm not taking it to the heart, but I've already noticed a couple things that you did wrong. One, you went on Yelp, right? Number one, there's nothing wrong with Yelp, but if you just pick the top restaurant on there, you know, they'd be like advertising and whatnot. Two, you said Times Square. That's on automatic red flag. Automatic red flag. If you want to go for some good food, I'm not saying that there's no good food near Times Square, because there are a few good restaurants, but you got to go a little more uptown. You got to go downtown. You got to come to Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of spots. All my New Yorkers in the building. You know, my guy Rob on the boards, he'll tell you. You know what I'm saying? You got to go to the Bronx. Come on.
Okay, sounds like I got some more work to do, but Atlanta did not do me like that when I first started going to Atlanta. I'm going to just be real, but you know, I'm a down south girl, country girl. I love my collard greens, my sweet potatoes, my fried chicken. Well, hey, I'll give y'all another chance. You know, I'm here.
The next Gordon Ramsay in the building.
The next Gordon Ramsay, for real. Food critic, rapper, model, all that.
So tell me about these big food dreams you got.
Well, my mom, she used to always cook. Well, she still does, but she's big on cooking. And like, I just grew up in a household where, you know, culinary was just a thing. So it's something that it's in me, not on me. So I've always loved food. I always watched the Food Channel. I fell in love with Gordon Ramsay, his attitude. And I was like, you know what? I can do this. This is like another stream of income, baby. I want to be the next Gordon Ramsay. Let's do it.
and you did mention you got the attitude for it too.
Yeah, I got the attitude for it. Mm-hmm.
So we got to get you on like a Food Network show.
Pap Chanel coming to a restaurant near you.
It's like diners, drive-ins, and dives mixed with Hell's Kitchen. But like while she's on the road, she just walks in and she's like, give me some food. She eats it, and then she's like, this ain't it. Just walks right out. Doesn't even tell you what's wrong with this. She's just like, nah, it ain't it.
That is player though. That's a player career to have. Just eat food and tell people if it's nasty or not.
And then just walk out and not have to deal with any of the consequences of like the people in the restaurant pressing you why it's bad.
Right.
It's like,
have you ever wondered why people like food critics, they're never overweight? How come?
I always think about that. I'm like,
ain't that crazy?
Y'all be eating so much. Right? Drop the workout routine. What?
Right?
Like,
and they be eating some wild stuff. I'll be like, what in the world? Just going every day. So I was like,
Or chef. Well, I'm not going to say all chefs are skinny, but when I see a skinny chef, I'm like, yo, you be eating this much food? Or like dessert chefs, I'll be like, how you have so much like cake and chocolate and this and that? And one, you not like lactose intolerant.
Right.
And then two, you not fat. Like it don't make no sense. But you know what though? People
tell me all the time, like I eat a lot, but for my size, you can't tell because I can hammer down. But Thanksgiving, I had like 4 plates.
Well, she said she could eat. And she's about to be the next Gordon Ramsay. So, I mean, I think we just got to take her word for it at this point. Well, look, I'm excited to have you here getting off the topic of food. Your career, the project that you have out now is incredible. Congratulations. It went number one on iTunes when it released. You know what I'm saying?
Number one to many more. Mm-hmm.
Very exciting. But what I love most about how your career began, and I know you've told this story a couple of times, but since we're in New York, I think it's important that I bring it up on my show, is that your career began over writing a diss track for Nicki Minaj towards Lil' Kim. I think that's incredible. That's so funny.
Yeah, Nicki Minaj was the perfect artist for me to fall in love with. She talks to my inner queen. And I was like, this girl right here is going to get me on a path of, just taking over the female industry, music industry, male-dominated industry, period, once I get my foot in the door. So she really inspired me. And when I heard Itty Bitty Piggy on the radio, I was like, you know what? I'm finna put like my whole 10 toes down behind her. And when I saw all that was going on, I was like, hey, I gotta talk my trash real quick. I gotta talk my trash. But I love Lil' Kim, but Nicki, she really inspired me.
And then you wrote and then the rest was history. You did the freestyle to her record that went viral. And then also, funny story about Nicki. There was this girl who used to walk around my high school around the time Itty Bitty Piggy came out, and she just had a printed out picture of Nicki Minaj, and she would just walk around the high school asking people what they loved about her. And no, not high school. It was middle school. This was middle school. She would just walk around and be like, "Tell me why you love this girl." And half the people in my middle school were like, "Who is that?"
So that's crazy. So how old are you?
I'm 25.
Oh, wow. When I was like, so yeah, that's right. So when I was like in the 5th grade, 6th grade, I fell in love with Nicki Minaj. I was doing the same thing.
You walk around.
I had got me some pink blue hair clips to go in the back of my hair. And I went to school. I was like, yeah, I was on the plane with the wang. I was getting on everybody freaking nerves, and I did not care. Look at me now. Yeah.
You see the Nicki Minaj trend on TikTok? What's the trend where it's like, am I a Nicki Minaj fan? It was like the girl went on, I think, Wendy's talk show she did. Now that's like a whole trend now where it's like, am I a Nicki Minaj fan? And then people just start rapping the lyrics to her songs.
I have not seen that.
I got to show it to you after the interview.
Yeah, I gotta see that.
But that's what you're reminding me of right now.
I haven't seen it for a reason. Because I'm a win, period. If it's a challenge, I'm a win. I'm a real Nicki fan. Like, beat me up Scotty days, even before that. So, yeah.
So Nicki's like your idol. That's the inspiration for everything.
Day one.
And your career.
Day one.
Who else were you listening to growing up? Who else were you kind of?
I listened to Lil Wayne,
okay,
T.I. I grew up with an older brother, so all the hip hop songs and all the legends. He made sure I knew about them, like I was born around that time. So,
you got
Tupac, Lil Wayne, T.I. I know all these songs like from end to start.
So I feel like unlike a lot of younger artists in the game right now, you got the full history. You got like the full crash course.
Right.
Thanks to your older
Foxy
brothers.
Brown, all of them, all the GOATs, all the ones that paved the way for now. I got my receipts on them.
When did you first start hitting the booth? Like, when did that kind of first begin? Because obviously, when we talk about the track you wrote and then the freestyles and then the this and that, when did you first kind of start hitting the booth and taking this seriously?
Well, I was in high school. My homie, he used to rap. Like, he was really known for rapping. His name was Quan, and he was making a song one day while we was in social studies, and he was like, "What you think about this?" I was like, "I don't think you should say that. You should say this." So I wrote down some things for him, and he was like, "Nah, come to my house later on, and you say that." I was like, "Dude, you ain't finna put me on the spot like that." But hey, I went. And I'm glad I went. I started out in the closet. Now we in big studios, but that's where it came from right there. He pushed me to do something outside my box, and now it's something that's like really going crazy now. So shout out to him.
I think it's so interesting when you hear the stories of when I get to sit down with artists and they're like, I never thought I'd really be here, but because of this person and this situation, now I'm here. And it's just so crazy, like, you know what I'm saying, to hear those type of stories, but it's also beautiful at the same time.
Right. That's why it's like, I'm big on that saying, God's put people in your life to put you down different paths. Like, you never know why somebody's in your life. You just got to go with it. And if you see if it fits, it fits. If it don't, you cut off.
What do you feel like has been like the most surreal moment of this professional music career for you so far? You know what I'm saying? I know you've been doing it for a little bit, got a lot more to go, but what has been like the craziest moment that you've experienced so far in this?
I would say the love that I get, because me being in a small town, everybody was just like doing music, like different kinds of music. Like some do R&B, gospel, like everybody was just making music. And the fact that I got so much love to the point that it pushed me out of my city, and I still have, my city's behind me, shout out to Milledgeville, but I went up to Atlanta and I'm getting love in Atlanta. Now I'm moving from Atlanta more, like it just keeps going on and on and on. So the love that I get, it's just like, it's like, darn, like this is crazy. Like this is something that I actually love to do. And the fact that other people love it more than I do, like I'm just having fun with it. It's just like bittersweet.
But that's also dope at the same time that when you were growing up in that town, you were able to see and experience all these other different types of music as well.
Right.
Like you were able to kind of get, like you said, gospel, R&B. You were able to have that like type of intake in you as well.
Right. It's a blessing. It's a blessing, because my thing right now, I'm really trying to be versatile with my music. I don't want to keep bringing the same thing, having the same sound. So the fact that my background is helping me build my artistry is just bittersweet.
Right. I love that. So when we look to the music now, right, #1 on iTunes, the project is out now. Right. What did you want people to take away from this one? What was kind of your hopes when you put this out into the world?
I want everyone to know that I'm gonna be the voice for the small town girls, the country girls. The fact that I love Nicki Minaj and how much she inspired me and she pushed me to be like different from my surroundings. I want to be that person for a little girl, little boy, anybody. I want to inspire people. I want people to know that like, oh, I'm gonna be the voice of the struggles for females because it's a lot of males doing it already, talking about their trials and tribulations. I want to be the female that does that. I want to inspire the younger crowd so they can, like, when they get older, they can tell stories like I'm telling stories right now.
Right, they could be like, oh, guess who inspired me?
Right, crazy. Yeah, sounds like I'm on a good start right now, but that's what I want to be. I want to be the Nicki Minaj, the Foxy Brown, the Tupac T.I. to somebody that's 8, 12 years old right now, like I was. Because, you know, they love the internet.
Word, they be on the heavy. You want someone to be walking around, they middle school with a picture. You like, tell me why you love this girl.
Right, I want somebody to dress up for me Halloween next year. I want Halloween costume pictures in my DMs. Well, I already got some, but, you know, I got to turn up these looks a bit.
You got some Halloween pictures in your DMs?
Yeah.
How did that feel?
Ain't it so crazy? I was like, I be dressing up, but I don't really be dressing. I still got some more learning to do, but the fact that people was dressing up as me, that's like, sheesh. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we just hit number 1. We finna go more crazy out here in these streets. And, you know, baby, I'm going to have about like 50 million pictures next year. 2022, my year. We was in the crock pot this year, baby. It was boiling. Now we finna take it out. Eating for real. Know that.
You was looking at those DMs like, I guess that's an iconic look now. I guess that's what we doing.
Yeah, I'm doing iconic stuff from this day forth, even though that was already the plan. But, you know, as an artist, it's times where you got to sit back and you got to, you know, what should I do next? What should I, you know, there's always room for growth. And, baby, I'm growing.
And even on the project, so obviously we had like Future and Youngsta on the project.
Yeah.
2 incredibly dope records. How did those features come about? Like, how did you end up linking up with those guys?
Networking. I would say.
Okay.
Big on networking. You know, I'm always in rooms because I'm always trying to expand my name. No matter how big I get, I'm still trying to, you know, meet new people. So the Blac Youngsta thing, I'm signed to a label 1865, and the person I'm signed to, he got real good connects with Youngsta and Future. Okay. So, you know, they heard a few songs. They was like, oh, I want a part of this. I want to help. I want to be part of this journey. And they was like, just send some records over. Future already had some records, and it's history now. It's crazy. Number 1.
And to have like number 1, and to have records with 2 people like that, you know what I'm saying? Especially also Future being such a important part of the culture in the South and in Atlanta. Like that must have been a completely different experience as well.
Right, yeah. Shout out to Blac Youngsta too, because he put a word out for me to get signed to this new label, 4th and Broadway. That's big up here in New York.
Yep. So, shout out my people over there.
Shout out the trees, all my team. Yeah. So yeah, like, no, networking is like beautiful. Like you ain't gonna get nowhere if you don't really know nobody. So
when you signed to the label, was that like how did that feel for you? Because, you know, that's a moment that artists look towards for most of their careers coming up. So when that happened, and when even with Youngsta kind of having like that co-sound, like, yo, you should do this, and I'm sure he put in the good word with them. What was that, you know, feeling like for you?
It was crazy. Like me, I'm the type of person where like whatever I do, I'm gonna make sure I'm the best at it. So I knew it was gonna happen one day. It was just the fact that when it happened, I was like, you know what? I need to chill. Like, all this stuff is going to happen. It just takes time.
Yeah.
So when it happened, I was like, yeah, I already knew this was going to happen like 2 years ago. So now I just got to dream some more.
You already had
Put
the
it out
foresight.
there in the atmosphere. Yeah.
Put it out into the universe. That's what I like to say.
Right. Yeah, universe.
I think what people fail to realize sometimes that things do take time. You know what I'm saying? Like people want to, like they get into the game, they're like, I got to be signed right now. But like there's a lot of grinding. There's a lot of late nights, a lot of hard work in between. Yeah, it was times I was like, you know what? Why hasn't it happened yet? But God is not going to give you anything that you're not ready for. And I could honestly say if I signed some deals early, I would not be the artist that I am today. So I appreciate the waiting and learning things the hard way. And, you know, push comes to shove. So I had to sit that back and wait my turn. So when it was my turn, I act the fool though. Still acting the fool. Number 1, baby. Number 1, act the fool. Number 1. So with this project out now, what is next for you? You know, we're coming up at the end of the year. What can the people expect from you in 2022? What's your next move? What we doing?
Well, so Pretty and Paid is a brand of mine. I do have my merchandise. I'm working on my next project. It's halfway done. I have cooking shows, modeling. I have a lot of things in store for my fans. Y'all will never get bored. So y'all just follow me and just stay in tune because it's going up and I'm going to always have something for y'all to get into. I have like different papinalities.
Papinalities. What are these papinalities?
I have paprika, the spicy girl, Papiana, cocky, papatuli, the cooking one, Miss Gordon Ramsay.
Papatuli is the cooking one.
Yeah. I have two Pap, the storyteller. I got Papa Leon, the butterfly, the stinker. You know, two Pap. That's self-explanatory.
Yes, I got that one. Yeah, I got that one. That one's
so
funny.
Yeah, I have like a total of 6 that I'm gonna have fun with my fans. I want them to like pick and choose which one they think they are, like which song is it, and
make like an infographic or something.
Right, different pictures and stuff, and they can like identify which one is which. In God's name, somebody gonna be one for Halloween next year.
There you go.
They are gonna be one for Halloween, but
you got the DMs, all that.
Right. They're gonna go crazy.
Well, look, I'm excited for everything. Congratulations, number one. One more time. Number one more time.
Number one. That ain't the last time. Get ready, baby. We're gonna be number one on the billboards. Number one everywhere. Number one in the clothing stores with this brand, baby. It's from we got these different avenues, and I'm just finna take over. So I'm proud for y'all to be watching because this is gonna be greatness in the making.
And you better hop on the freestyles today, which I'm very excited for. I love when I get some out of towners to come hop on the freestyles, and I know you about to kill it. I'm not telling y'all what the beat is. Y'all got to come back and check it out tomorrow, or if it's already out, make sure y'all go check that. Before we sign off here, anything else you want to let them know? This camera right over here.
Go follow me on all social media, Pap Chanel. It's a Pap world, and if you hating, you just living in it. Mwah.
There you go. Pretty and Paid 2.0 out now. Pap Chanel on the radar. Till next time.
Don't play.
Signing off.